반짝이는 눈빛 눈이 부셔 매일 날 감싸주는 손길.
Someone contacted Choi Myung-ji asking if she was the guardian of Yoon Se-young. They told her that she was in a car accident, a hit and run, and was unconscious. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. Was Se-young really in the hospital right now? Meanwhile, Shin Yeo-jin, who had just learned the truth, was heading toward Choi Myung-ji seeking revenge for the pain of losing her own daughter. Shin Yeo-jin's heart was full of rage, and she wanted to make Choi Myung-ji pay for the immense sorrow that had been caused. She asked herself, what if I can make Choi Myung-ji feel my pain? What if I can make her suffer just as I have? Shin Yeo-jin knew that Choi Myung-ji had been deceiving her way through life for years, and it angered her even more. She thought of how Choi Myung-ji had been living for all these years without ever acknowledging the harm she caused. She wanted to make Choi Myung-ji experience the same loss, the same pain of losing a child. But deep down, she knew it wouldn't bring her daughter back. The more Shin Yeo-jin thought about it, the more it fueled her anger. Choi Myung-ji, for all her power and sharpness, had a soft spot too. Her own daughter was her world, and Yoon Se-young, her daughter, had been taken away to fill a role she had wanted. Choi Myung-ji had killed someone else's daughter and replaced her with Yoon Se-young. The fact that Se-young had to die for her ambitions filled Shin Yeo-jin with disbelief of fury. Shin Yeo-jin was consumed with hatred, and she thought to herself, if I kill Yoon Se-young, Choi Myung-ji, you'll finally understand the agony of a mother losing her child. She was filled with a desperate desire to make Choi Myung-ji pay, to make her feel the pain she had caused. Shin Yeo-jin could no longer think clearly. All she wanted was for Choi Myung-ji to suffer as much as she had. At the same time, Choi Myung-ji, who had received news of the accident, was visibly shaken. She rushed to the hospital confused and frantic, desperate to know if her daughter was okay. When she arrived, she was confronted with the reality that Yoon Se-young had been hit in the accident and was now in critical condition. She tried to hide her panic, but her anxiety showed. Yoon Se-young, still unconscious from the trauma, was rushed into the hospital. Her mother, Choi Myung-ji, was frantic, holding onto the hope that her daughter would pull through even though she had been part of the cause of so many tragic events. Meanwhile, Shin Yeo-jin, who had orchestrated this entire incident, stood at the side watching her plan unfold. Choi Myung-ji was in a daze, her mind racing as she wondered what would happen next. She had been a part of so much manipulation and deceit, and now the consequences were finally catching up to her. As for Yoon Se-young, her body was bruised and bloodied, but she was still clinging to life. As Choi Myung-ji stood there, her emotions torn, Yoon Se-young's condition was still uncertain, and all Choi Myung-ji could do was shout for help, her heart aching for the daughter she had almost lost in the chaos of her own mistakes. The situation was more complicated than either of them had ever imagined.
'Cause you are beautiful.